this seems to be sort of an unstoppable force, which is if President Trump gets his way of bringing this manufacturing boom, and an immovable object, which is the reality that there's not enough of these people, who can work with their hands, who can build, who can in manufacturing.
Yeah, I think, Leland, sometimes, congrats, by the way, on the whole primetime thing. I think sometimes things have to go splat before they get better. And in a lot of different areas, I think America has been watching the chickens come home to roost, be it our energy policies, be it the debt. There's just this growing awareness that something's not quite right on a fundamental basis, and this is no exception. We've had for over a decade now in the trades, the skilled trades, 5 people retire, 2 come in. 5 leave, 2 come in. The math has never been on our side, and people know there's a skills gap. You can look at the BLS and you can see 8 million open positions, most of which don't require a 4-year degree. You can see the cost of college going up. You can see the pressure we put on kids to get a 4-year degree, even though that piece of paper isn't a prerequisite for most of the opportunities that exist, and by the way, pay 6 figures. So there's a lot of myths and misperceptions and stigmas and stereotypes that are leading to this disconnect. But we're about to turn a corner for the exact reason you point out. The math is just not there. I just got a call from the Maritime Industrial Submarine Complex, 15,000 individual companies jointly tasked with delivering 3 nuclear-powered submarines every year for the next 10 years. They need to hire 100,000 tradespeople in the next 8 years. 100,000. This is one industry that most people don't even think about. Right? They literally called and said, do you know where they are? We're looking. And I said, yeah, man, I know where they are. They're in the 8th grade.
Yeah, it's hard to hide 100,000 people. There's something also shifting, right? And you think about the success of the TV show Landman, right? That celebrates guys fracking in the oil fields, and a landman, Billy Bob Thornton, I think in that show did not have a college degree and certainly was not sitting behind a desk. You think about the success of Yellowstone, celebrating the cowboys. Is there now less of a stigma to not going to college and going into the trades?
Yeah. It's the frog in the boiling water, right? It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. It's turning in the right direction. It just takes forever. But if you think about Landman, if you think about Yellowstone, it's not just a love letter to the muscular trades, right? It's not just a tip of the hat to those industries. It's a tip of the hat to the truth when you hear it. Billy Bob Thornton has some monologues in that program that just drip with so much unassailable truth, you can't deny it. I don't care what side of the aisle that you're on. And that's what people are looking for. You had an earlier guest, I didn't get her name, but I heard her say, in a kind of offhanded way, that so many of these cabinet nominees are so profoundly unqualified. Are they? I mean, I literally Googled as she was talking what the qualifications were. You're 35 years old. You're a natural-born citizen. For Department of Defense, you had to be out of the service for 7 years. I mean, when you look at James Madison, when you look at Alexander Hamilton, this country has become so obsessed with qualifications and certifications and compliances. And that, I think, at some level, not to get too metaphysical about it, but at some level, that's what people are exhausted with. And so when they hear the truth come out of the landman's mouth or the cowboy's mouth or the fracker's mouth, we're desperate to hear something that makes sense. And so my little foundation is awarding $3 million this year, just like we did last year, to try and triangulate this idea that the best opportunities that currently exist don't require a 4-year degree. And if we don't shine a light on them real soon, it's not just about companies and people who are unemployed. It's national security.
Right.
It's our submarines. That's the pointy part of the spear, Leland. If we don't have people to build those, we're going to have a list of dramas and problems and nightmares that aren't in the headlines yet, but soon will be.
Mike, I can't tell you how much I admire what you're doing. And I say that because there's very few people who come on TV who are actually doing it, right? Who are actually putting, for lack of a better term, their money where their mouth is and walking the walk of pointing out a problem, which lots of people can do. Very few people then pick up their tools, whatever they may be, and then work on fixing it.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.